Even Drake knew he couldn't make Aubrey cool.
Right, you couldn't make that.
Even Drake
there's only so,
make
but
Aubrey
then at
cool.
the same time, if he just rolled with his name as Aubrey, it doesn't roll off the tongue like Drake, and then
It's marketable.
right, it's not as marketable. So you want to find something that's marketable,
Yeah.
and then from that point, you just grind, make it work.
Yeah. Valid.
Yeah. So you're able to make it work. I think any name really, well, maybe not any name, but there are certain things that sound like it's corny on the front end, but you can make it work on the back end.
Valid. I agree with that, man.
Yeah. Agree with that. Oh, well, there it is. Learn how to, not only make names work, but also figure out paid ads. And this is going to be a case study. There's going to be a case study over here for people. Right?
Learn how to make things work, but also do paid ads.
Right, also do paid ads. You got to figure out a way to go and market your stuff out there. And I'm Q1 for these first 3 months of the year. I'm going to start now with pushing, stuff into the platforms. But before we depart, what do you think is the right sort of metric? Because I know there's a couple of people who are in the ad space who say, well, spend. The more you spend, of course, the more exposure. But I think it all comes down to targeting the right sort of people or whatever. But let's just say if you're somebody who just starting a business, you're generating, let's say, $20K a year, or whatever the case may be, but you have about $5,000 that you're willing to put towards marketing. How much would you say, like on a per month, would you spend on marketing?
So with marketing, it's interesting, right? But the way I look at it is you can spend whatever you can make back.
Okay.
Because a lot of people make the mistake. If you're a brand new business and you're not making your money back with your marketing, you are doing something wrong.
Right.
These Coca-Colas can afford to spend $1 billion and not see $1 billion return because they're just getting overall brand awareness and they're getting in front of people. That $1 billion's coming back no matter what.
Right.
If you're a brand new business, that money has to be coming back. I tell people, even if you don't make any money, but you break even, that's perfect because now you're getting free exposure.
Right.
Like, so all my companies, I'll run them to like the brink of like, just spend as much money as we can on advertising for us to break even. Because you do that, more people are finding out about it, it's getting bigger. It's not like they're gonna be gone forever. Now you have like a bigger audience, which is then monetizable, and like overall, just the snowball gets bigger. So if you can keep spending at a break even, I think that's the perfect way to do it.
Right, because then not only are you getting the exposure, you're getting your money back, so it's almost like free advertising per se, and then whatever else, because you gotta have a budget. I think there's a misconception that could be, taken from the conversation where people be like, well, I'm bringing in 20K overall, let me just spend 20K all on marketing, and then you actually operate at a deficit, because at that point now, if you're spending all of that, then you're actually not bringing anything in.
So you have to have a marketing budget, for sure.
Right, you got to have a budget. But I think overall, the biggest thing and the takeaway is if you can break even and still bring in new eyes, that's a win-win.
Well, the way I look at it, the advertising needs to be profitable.
Right, it needs to be okay.
So if you're bringing in 20 grand with no advertising, you can't take that 20 grand out of the equation.
Yeah.
It's only whatever you spend. So if you spend $5,000 on marketing, the return from whatever you spend has to be $5,000.
Right.
Otherwise, you're running a deficit, and that's not good, because now you're cutting into the money that you would have had otherwise. Right. So that's one. Two, in order to do this, you need to have something that you are attaching to the marketing. You can't market just for, people are under the misconception that you market for exposure, and that's where they make a mistake. You're not an Apple or Coca-Cola. You're not one of these big brands that's only marketing so people can see you. You have to have a trackable way, as a small business doing 20, 30, 40, 50, even 100 grand a month. You have to have a quantifiable way to track your return on marketing. And the only way to do that is to have, if you're selling a product or an offer, or have just a way that you see something coming back. You have to have a way to track the money somehow.
Right.
So yeah, like what I would recommend for you, if you're gonna do it for yours, have track emails. Try to get people signed up for an email list. So now you can attach a number to the like how many emails you get from these people, and then from there you could, on the back end, you could attach a number to how much you make on each email. Because now you know, okay, for every email I collect, I'll make an average of $2. And I'm paying $1 to collect these emails. Yeah. Now you know that you're getting 1 to 2. But if you don't know and you're kind of going in blind and you're just promoting blindly, I think it sucks because you don't know where the money's coming from. But also more than that, it's a slippery slope. It gets real easy to just fucking blow through your entire load, pause, and be done.
Right, 100%, 100%. So you kind of want to have that tracking. That's it, because that was going to be the next thing. Because I think that's the most important to end on, is just having the tracking there, so you have data, verifiable data that you're like, okay, cool. These people came in, and I was able to, let's just say, if you marketed, you paid like $5,000 in just marketing, and you were able to bring in, let's say, 2,500 people. You made 10,000 just off of the marketing alone. So he's like, okay, great. I made my money back, and I doubled based on, you know, what it is that I had spent. So that way it's verifiable versus, oh, well, I spent $5,000, but I don't know, you know, if it worked or anything like that. So you kind of want to know, you know, if it works. So have like a call to action, have something that they can go and click on, whether it be a newsletter, whether it be like a digital product, because then you would see from with the sales and everything.
Exactly.
Because I think with YouTube, they have some metrics to where you can see where the subscribers had came from. So there's that as well. So it all depends on what you would identify as the ending goal, because exposure just can't be it, because you can have a shit ton of exposure. If you ain't got no buyers, then it's kind of that's a waste, because you have a bunch of people who, oh, well, I watched it. You can have an ad that gets a million views, but if nobody actually is either buying what you're selling, following you to actually become buyers, or
that's the biggest thing. It's like,
then
if there's no return on it, it's why are you doing the marketing? You know, so
unless you're cultivating but then that's on the back end, because they'd have to now go and join.
So if you're cultivating, they're already purchasers.
They're already purchasers.
So you know they already consume your product. So you know they're probably going to buy again if you just remind them. But as far as the actual people that are there, or fresh new people, have to have a way to break even on that. Otherwise, you're just going to lose a lot of money.